Hello, my name is Bill Clark. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees for the Unitarian Universalist Church of Brunswick, Maine, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our service today, June 7th. I have one announcement to make, namely that at 11:30 today, we will convene our first virtual annual meeting. We hope it's the last, of course. At any rate, you have been sent a Zoom link if you are a member of the church, and by U.S. postal mail, you have received an agenda and instructions for voting at the end of the meeting. We understand that the opportunity for discussion is somewhat limited during a Zoom conference, but we'll do the best we can, and hope you will join us and sign in at 11:30 this morning, June 7th.
Hi everyone, I'm Betsy Williams, the chairperson of the Religious Exploration Committee this year. The RE Committee and I just wanted to start this annual RE Sunday with a few brief but very important thank yous. First to Toben. What a year to take on a new ministry with our children and families at UUCB. But you haven't missed a beat. At every turn, you've reached out to build relationships and respond to the needs of our families and our program. Your flexibility and good humor have been invaluable during these past few months. And in appreciation of all that you've done for us, we're sending you a gift certificate to the restaurant of your choice for a much-deserved celebration meal. We only wish we could be there to join you. And to Tamis, Carol, and Katie, our wonderful teachers, thank you so much for taking on this new experiment at UUCB. By all accounts, it's been a big success, and that is in no small measure due to you. Watch for something in the mail from Toben, and again, thank you. And now, a word from the rest of us.
Thank you, Toben, Tamis, Carol, and Katie. Hi, this is Jean. Thanks to Toben for a great first year and to our wonderful teachers, Tamis, Katie, and Carol. I know it's been a weird year, but thank you very much.
Hello, religious education teachers from the Shinhofen.
Well, at least part of them.
Yes. We just wanted to say thank you for a job very well done in a wonderful year, a crazy year, but you guys did it. You made it meaningful and joyful and reflective through many obstacles. So thank you, Toben. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Tamis and Kate. And
I have someone to say hi to you.
and Kit says thank you too. Have a great year. We hope to see you all in person very soon.
Yes, and
love you guys.
And you were the best teachers I ever had. Well, at least some of you were my teachers, but you're all very great. You're all equal. And very kind and nice. I would want to sing a song for you, but I don't know how it goes because I forgot it. But anyway, I think next time we do a video like this, we'll sing a song if we can remember the song.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I think we need to say goodbye now, though.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
We would like to thank Toben,
Carol, Tamis,
and Katie for all your help teaching our children this year.
I really hope that I can see Tamis again and every other teachers so I can get taught again by them. I'm glad that I got to be in the first grade class and with my buddy and with Carol. I need to say something else.
Okay, say something else.
And I like to be in the class that I was. And I like that class being with two teachers when Tamis was singing. And I have another teacher, Miss Marcy. And I liked all the friends that I had in there. And there were some new kids that I was a little bit not sure about.
Say thank you guys one last time.
Thank
you.
Come sing a song with me. We'll sing along together. You at your house, me at mine. All of our singing will go up into the universe and combine, just as if we were together at church. Here we go. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. It'll be fun. fun. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. One more time, the chorus. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Thank you for singing with me.
When I think of hope, I think of like this black sheet of paper and then a golden dot in the middle.
Thing that you want to happen and is something that helps you get through bad times.
Happiness is in everyone. Positive attitude. When you're working towards something and you really hope it's gonna happen.
I felt like I was gonna sink into the ground. It felt like I was like it felt like everything was like awful.
I feel like you're under a rock. No, it feels like you're under a mountain.
Rainbows, they only come after storms, and rainbows are symbols of hope because of that.
Like when all else fails, there's still one thing, and that's hope.
You can make hope be in yourself. Nobody can make hope.
The buttons.
Nobody can take hope away.
Hope has power. I mean, it has the power. Like if you hope for something, then you actually try to make it happen.
Yeah.
And it's more likely to happen if you're hoping for it and trying to make it happen.
If you have hope, you can feel a lot more motivated to do it and to do something about it.
Well, hope keeps you going because you're always thinking that something good is going to happen and you're working towards it.
Hoping is something that we can do and no one can tell us not to hope.
Hope is you hope something is going to happen, but it doesn't always happen. Because that's just the way it works. If you get it, you get what you want. If you don't, you don't. This is how it works. Hope is you hope the problem will go away. It doesn't mean the problem will.
And
Changes have to happen. Because if everything was the same forever, we'd be boring. Because every day you would do the same thing over and over. I am really hopeful that the COVID-19 is not when I am in kindergarten. Hope that the COVID-19 is over in the summer. I hope that I can go to the beach again with my friends. Well, when I first moved to Maine, I was kind of worried about going to my new school and not knowing anybody. And I had hope that I'd like my teachers and I'd get new friends, and I did. When I started soccer and I was in kindergarten, I was hoping to be on Jackson's team, but I didn't get to. I was on the Navy. I didn't get to be on his team, but I was still one of the best players on my team.
Why didn't you quit because you couldn't be on Jackson's team? What made you keep playing?
Hope. But I can see bushes on the ground, leaves on the trees. Here are more things I can see. Birds flying, and I'm also relying that the days will get longer. Spring Finally by Charlotte Alston-Brooke. Spring, spring, it's a wonderful thing. Stopped snowing, babies born, plants growing, some have thorns. Joggers jogging, some with dogs, creepers creeping on a log. Squirrels on trees and birds up high, clouds are drifting across the sky. Sun is shining really bright, cats are basking in the light. Spring is here and here to stay, so get out there and play all day.
Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all.
And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm.
I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
Good morning. I'm Toben Cooney-Callnan, the Director of Religious Exploration here at UUCB. Over the past couple of months, the RE teachers and I, the RE teachers being Katie DiPiero, Tanis Donovan, and Carol Masterson, we have been meeting with the kids through online Zoom calls. Now, when we were adjusting to online meetings, Katie, who leads the 3rd through 6th grade group, had a brilliant idea about doing a series on hope. And I immediately had elaborate ideas of how we were going to inspire the kids to be filled with hope. But after about 2 meetings, I realized that it wasn't going to be possible for the teachers and I to inspire the group with hope through stories and songs and art, no matter how hard we tried. And this was partly because, for me, hope was hard to find. Some days it was elusive, and other days it was downright evasive. But there were other factors that made it difficult as well. Hope is a complicated subject, and there are a lot of opinions on the validity and usefulness of hope. Buddhist nun and teacher Pema Chodron warns against attaching ourselves to hope, saying that as long as we're addicted to hope, we feel that we can tone our experience down or liven it up or change it somehow, and we continue to suffer a lot. We hold on to hope, and it robs us of the present moment. Well, at the present moment, we're in the middle of a pandemic of the likes that most of us have never seen in our lifetime. Over the last 2 weeks, protests against racial injustice have exploded across our country again, a reminder of the deep wounds of our history and the division that still remains. I can't exactly look our children in the eye and say, it's going to be fine. Just stay calm. It'll go away. One day, it's like a miracle. It'll disappear. It would be wildly inaccurate and irresponsible to send such a message. I think the addiction that Pema Chodron is talking about, the addiction to hope, comes when reality feels so groundless and so hard to face that we reach for whatever is going to take the edge off, whatever is going to take us out of right here, right now. We are so afraid of feeling out of control that we try to force ourselves to feel differently. Forcing bad thoughts out of our head isn't really hope. Trying to spin the story to have a happy ending while we're still in the middle of its unfolding isn't hope. Sticking our head in the sands until it all goes away isn't hope. I think true hope can't come from us or to us if we are trying to escape hell. True hope doesn't come without risk, without messiness. Part of my job as DRE is to help nurture the spirits of our children. The Unitarian Universalist Association confirmed early on my instinct that now is not the time to try to offer deep and heavy lessons to children. They can't go to school. Some haven't gotten to see friends and family in months. Some are worried about aging grandparents who they are afraid are going to get sick. The lessons are inescapable right now. And the fact is, I, like most people, have no idea what to say to take the edge off of the feeling of uncertainty of living in the time of COVID-19, of I don't know how to dull the ache of injustice that plagues us in our country. There isn't any one right phrase that is going to quiet the storm, not to the kids and not to you. In our Zoom meetings, we read stories about hope, listened to songs and uplifting videos about hope, and we talked about what hope means to us. And even though our hearts couldn't be in the same room together, we had an opportunity to connect with one another. Psychologist and Buddhist teacher Tara Brach says that hell is believing in separateness. It's that sense that something's intrinsically wrong with me, with you, that there's a threat because there's just nothing really okay in this universe, that things are bad and they're never going to get better. It's the lack of hope. The video we made for you was just under 5 minutes long, but it came from over 100 minutes of audio. I spent hours going through all the audio, looking for hope. I cut out a lot of audio, some that was off topic, some that was just plain silly. But the 5 minutes that I showed you could not have been made without those off topic minutes, the just plain silly minutes, those 100 minutes during which we were building connection to each other, learning how to be together in this new way online, and getting more familiar with those we didn't know so well before. 100 minutes of risk and messiness. I think of the 5 minutes that I took out of our Zoom call as concentrated hope. And I don't know if watching the video moved you all as much as it moved me to make it, but I suspect it did for most of you. The things that these kids think and say and feel is absolutely amazing. But it's not just what they're saying that offers such a powerful message. Tara Brach says, hope is a sense of potential. The earnest goodness and honesty of these children gives us hope that there is still goodness and honesty in the world, and that we can connect to it. It wasn't the stories that we read or the songs we sang that brought hope to the Zoom calls. It was the fact that we showed up to be together, even when hope was hard to find. The true work of faith formation takes the community. Connection to community is what brings us over the threshold of hope and into faith. Our children believe that the world is good because that's what they've been taught. And as much as we need them to remind us that hope is possible, they need us to prove it. Our 7 principles show us that Unitarian Universalist faith is a faith that starts with believing in and supporting each other. Our faith is one that doesn't bury its head in the sand or try to spin the stories to have a happy ending. It's one that calls us to come together, to help each other push past the urge to take our comfort, to take the edge off, so that we can see the truth about what needs to be done to keep goodness and honesty in the world.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know this rose
Good morning, everyone. It's a fine day here in my neighborhood as I sit on my front step. I'm sitting here because I want to show you something very special. Do you see these rainbows? 3 of them in my window. And here's the story behind those rainbows. Several weeks ago, Toben told a story about the kids in his neighborhood drawing rainbows, painting rainbows, and putting them in the windows of their apartments and their homes so that people could see them as they walked by. And I thought to myself, oh, I should do that. I should make a rainbow and put it in my window. But you know how things are. One thing led to another, and I was busy doing this and doing that and doing the other thing. And I never made my picture of a rainbow. But a couple of weeks later, I went out to my mailbox, and lo and behold, these 3 pictures of rainbows. These 3 pictures of rainbows were in my mailbox. These rainbows were drawn by kids in our congregation who I suspect may have seen the same reflection that Toben told about drawing rainbows and putting them in windows. And they made some for me, and I love them. They have been in my windows ever since, so that people going by my house can see them. And I wanted you to see them too. It's strange telling my thoughts to a camera when I'm used to talking to the kids in the sanctuary, in the rocking chair, on the nice colorful rug, the red and blue rug that's in the sanctuary, maybe having a book in my hands and showing the pictures. I'm trying to imagine that as I talk to you now. And I'm trying to imagine it particularly because this is a day that's a little bit sad for me. It's sad for me because I am retiring and I'm leaving UUCB. The next time the kids gather at church, I won't be the minister anymore. There will be a new minister. Her name is Justine, and I think you're going to really love her. But I'm sad about leaving our kids. I have so enjoyed those story times. I have so enjoyed their thoughts, their questions, their ideas, their creativity. I've even enjoyed sometimes artwork that they give to me after church. I have loved that so much. I've watched many of our kids grow up, and it's been really fun for me to see them grow and change. I want our kids to know, I want you kids to know how special you are, not just to your families. Of course you're special to your families, but you're special to all of us in the church. You are a very special part of our congregation. And I know that's true because I see what happens in our congregation, and I see how much people love seeing you and love hearing from you. And I also know it because I grew up in a church much like UUCB. I went to Sunday school every week. I had many Sunday school teachers through the years, and many adults in our church who would reach out to me to ask me how I was doing. And I always felt that in my church I was in a particularly safe place, that my church was really special. It was a place that valued me, a place where I was welcome, no matter what else was going on at school or at home or anywhere else in the world. My church always welcomed me. And I learned a lot in my church. I learned about things like justice and peace and hope and compassion and love. I learned about working and playing together with others, all across the generations. And as I go, I take with me particular memories of times in my life when I taught Sunday school. I actually started teaching Sunday school when I was in high school. And through the years, I've taught just about every grade of Sunday school there is to teach. And how I loved that special time I had with those kids. So I hope as you go forward, you will come to look back on your Sunday school time, your religious exploration time, and see how special it is and was. See how special your teachers have been, how special your ministers have been, how special the people in the church have been, and how special the lessons that you're learning in church have been too. That's my hope. You are a wonderful, creative, bright, talented group of kids, and I wish only the best for you, and I have great hope in my heart for your days to come. And so with that thought, I will end my goodbye thoughts and move now to a moment of prayer and meditation. Would you join me, please? Spirit of life and love, today we hold in our hearts our beautiful children. We celebrate their fresh perspectives, their eager minds, and their hopeful hearts. As they learn and grow, may they cultivate openness, love, and hope to carry them forward. We hold in our hearts especially our graduating seniors, Everett Horch, Joshua Musica, David Neufeld, and Isolde Rabi. May they journey forth with courage and strength, compassion and inquisitiveness. May they know this congregation holds them in our hearts as they make their way. We hold parents in our hearts, parents who are navigating the trials of daily living and the steady barrage of discouraging news from the wider world. May they cultivate inner peace and wisdom. May they tap the well springs of hope and compassion that can guide and nurture their families. May they know this congregation holds them in our hearts, always, but particularly in these uncertain times. We hold educators in our hearts, educators devoted to quickly learning new ways of teaching and connecting with their students. May they cultivate creativity and patience, humor and understanding. May they know this congregation holds them in our hearts as they forge their way into an altered landscape of teaching and learning. We hold in our hearts all people of all ages. May everyone try their best to make their way in this world. And may everyone find what we require of nurture and love to move forward. May this congregation move into the future with open hearts, holding space for all who suffer, all who work to build a better world, all who need encouragement and examples to open themselves to compassion, understanding, and hope. We pray for ourselves that we may be sources and examples of encouragement, compassion, understanding, and hope. We pray for justice for all in our world. We pray especially today for our country. And we pray for the peace that can spring forth when justice is achieved. We pray for hope to carry us forward, and we pray to be beacons of hope for all who need to see its bright light of clarity and new vision. So may it be. Amen.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Reverend Sylvia comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my isolation, she still visits me on my TV, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Pulpit. In her rocking chair she reads to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in the hour of coffee I see Reverend Sylvia smile at me, and it makes me happy, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Let it be, oh, let it be. Sylvia makes me happy, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And even though she's leaving, I will keep her